Everything you desire is already yours. The wealth, the abundance, the freedom, it exists within you, waiting to be expressed. But to experience it, you must first assume it. You must step into the identity of the one who already possesses everything. The mind is the creator of all things. If you see yourself as lacking, as struggling, as merely wishing for wealth, then that shall be your experience. But if you assume, with unwavering faith, that you are already in possession of great riches, life must rearrange itself to reflect your belief. The world is nothing but a mirror, obediently echoing the state you occupy within. Everything begins with assumption. To possess wealth, you must first assume the identity of someone who is already rich. This is not about pretending, nor is it about external appearances. It is about stepping into a state of being where wealth is not something you chase, but something you naturally express. Your external world is only a reflection of your inner world, and the person you believe yourself to be dictates everything you experience. If you see yourself as struggling, as someone who lacks, as someone who must fight for every dollar, then your world will conform to that belief. But if you assume the identity of wealth, if you walk, talk, and think like someone who already has abundance, then life must mirror that assumption. The rich are not rich because of money alone. They are rich because they embody the state of wealth. The poor are not poor because of a lack of money, but because they carry the identity of lack. Money only follows the assumption. The way you hold yourself, the way you think about yourself, the way you expect life to respond to you, all of it shapes your reality. Imagine stepping into the version of yourself that is already wealthy. How do you feel? How do you walk? How do you carry yourself? There is no hesitation, no doubt, no desperate grasping for more. There is ease. There is certainty. There is an unshakable knowing that all needs are met and that abundance flows effortlessly. That is the state you must occupy. The mind is constantly seeking validation for the identity you have assumed. If you believe yourself to be struggling, your mind will seek out proof of struggle. You will notice every bill, every financial obstacle, every moment of uncertainty, and use it as evidence to reinforce the idea that you do not have enough. But if you assume the identity of someone who is already rich, your mind will seek confirmation of wealth. You will begin to notice opportunities, moments of unexpected abundance, and the ease with which things come to you. This is not magic. It is the natural law of assumption at work. A truly wealthy person does not operate from fear. They do not hesitate before spending money. They do not second-guess whether life will provide for them. They do not move through the world with the energy of lack. Their choices are guided by abundance, by a knowing that whatever they release comes back multiplied. They do not shrink in uncertainty, nor do they hoard out of fear that there will not be enough. They live in a constant state of expectation, knowing that they are the creators of their own reality. To embody wealth, you must shift your entire state of being. It is not just about thinking positively, but about becoming. Your words, your thoughts, your actions must align with the reality of someone who is already rich. You cannot afford to dwell in doubt. You cannot afford to speak of lack. You cannot afford to entertain the idea that wealth is something distant, something outside of you. It is already within you. Your only task is to claim it. There is a fundamental difference between someone who hopes to be rich and someone who already knows they are rich. The one who hopes is always waiting, always looking to the future, always placing wealth outside of themselves. The one who knows already feels it now. They carry themselves with a presence, with a certainty, with a quiet power that needs no validation. They do not chase wealth. It flows to them because they have already aligned with it internally. The mistake many people make is thinking that wealth is something to be pursued, something outside of themselves that they must acquire through effort and struggle. But the truth is, wealth is something you must first become. It is a state of consciousness, a way of being, and once you fully assume that state, the physical manifestation of wealth must follow. It is not a question of if, but when. Reality is only a mirror, and it must reflect back to you what you have chosen to embody. Everything begins within. If you wish to see wealth in your external world, you must first cultivate it within yourself. That means walking with confidence, speaking with certainty, making decisions from a place of abundance rather than fear. It means no longer reacting to appearances, no longer allowing circumstances to dictate your state of mind. It means knowing that you are already wealthy, and allowing the world to catch up to that truth. There is no need to struggle, no need to chase, no need to fight against what appears to be. Assume the identity of wealth, and everything else will fall into place. Confidence is the foundation upon which wealth is built. Those who possess great riches do not move through the world with hesitation or uncertainty. They walk with an inner knowing, a quiet assurance that everything they desire is already theirs. They do not chase opportunities, opportunities seek them. They do not beg for success, they command it. Their presence alone speaks of abundance, and it is this energy that draws wealth to them effortlessly. A person who is truly wealthy does not question whether they deserve riches. They do not entertain thoughts of doubt or scarcity. They know, without a shadow of a doubt, that money is their natural state, that success is inevitable. Their decisions are made with clarity and precision, not from a place of fear, but from a deep-rooted belief that whatever they need will always be available to them. They expect things to go their way, and so they do. They do not operate from desperation, because they understand that desperation repels while confidence attracts. This confidence is not arrogance, it is not loud, nor is it forceful. It does not need to prove itself, because it is self-sustaining. It is a quiet, steady force that radiates through every action, every word, every decision. It is the unwavering belief that life is always working in their favor, and because they believe it, it becomes true. The external world is only a reflection of internal conviction. Many people hesitate before taking action because they are unsure of themselves. They wait for the perfect moment, for some external sign that it is safe to move forward. But the truly wealthy do not wait. They trust their instincts. They know that their inner world dictates their external reality, so they act with the confidence of someone who has already succeeded. They do not wait for permission, they do not seek validation, they decide, and the universe responds. This certainty is what sets the rich apart from the rest. When they walk into a room, they do not shrink, they take up space not with arrogance, but with an energy that says, I belong here. They do not apologize for their success, nor do they downplay their achievements. They embody abundance, and in doing so, they inspire others to rise to their level. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes before you even say a word. Wealthy people understand this, which is why they move through the world with a presence that demands respect. They are never frantic, never rushed, never desperate. They trust that everything they need will come to them in perfect timing. They do not second-guess themselves because they know that uncertainty only breeds more uncertainty. Instead, they act as though success is guaranteed, and so it is. When they make decisions, they do so from a place of abundance. They do not ask, can I afford this? They ask, is this aligned with my vision? They do not dwell on worst-case scenarios because their focus is always on expansion, not limitation. They understand that money flows where confidence grows. The more they trust in their ability to create wealth, the more wealth naturally gravitates toward them. Most people operate from a mindset of scarcity. They hesitate, they worry, they doubt themselves. They seek permission before taking action. They fear failure so much that they paralyze themselves into inaction. The wealthy, on the other hand, do not entertain such thoughts. They know that failure is an illusion, that every setback is merely a stepping stone toward greater success. They trust themselves, and that trust creates momentum. Confidence is a magnet. It attracts wealth, opportunities, and success with ease. It is not something you wait to develop, it is something you choose to embody now. The moment you decide to move with certainty, the world begins to respond differently to you. Doors that were once closed begin to open. People begin to treat you with more respect. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach suddenly appear within your grasp. The secret is to assume this confidence now, before any external validation appears. You do not need to see proof before you believe. You must believe first, and then the proof will come. Walk with the energy of someone who already has everything they desire. Speak with the conviction of someone who knows they are destined for greatness. Act as though success is inevitable, and soon it will be. The world you experience is nothing more than a reflection of your internal state. Every circumstance, every event, every so-called obstacle is simply a response to the assumptions you hold within. If you focus on lack, if you allow yourself to be discouraged by what appears to be, then you reinforce that very state. But if you refuse to be controlled by the evidence of your senses and instead persist in the assumption that wealth is already yours, reality must shift to reflect that belief. Most people allow the external world to dictate their internal state. They see an empty bank account, unpaid bills, or missed opportunities, and they immediately conclude that wealth is out of reach. They react to appearances as if they were absolute truth, never realizing that what they see is only the result of past assumptions. They remain trapped in a cycle of lack, reinforcing it with every thought, every doubt, every fearful reaction. But those who understand the nature of reality do not fall for this illusion. They know that what is seen is temporary, that it is only a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. They do not allow circumstances to define them. They define their circumstances. When you truly grasp this, you begin to move differently. You stop reacting to what appears to be and start focusing only on what you desire to be. You no longer let a temporary financial setback shake your confidence. You do not give energy to thoughts of lack. Instead, you hold firm to the inner conviction that you are already wealthy, already successful, already in possession of everything you need. And because your inner world dictates your outer world, everything must begin to shift in accordance with this new state of being. This is the difference between those who create wealth and those who chase it. Those who chase are constantly reacting to their circumstances, allowing what they see to determine what they believe. But those who create wealth understand that their belief is what shapes what they see. They do not wait for their bank account to confirm their wealth, they assume it first. They do not wait for external validation before feeling successful, they embody success now. To ignore the evidence of lack is not to deny reality, it is to understand that reality is fluid, that it is shaped by consciousness. What you experience today is simply a reflection of past thinking, and if you continue to focus on it, you will only create more of the same. But if you shift your focus, if you refuse to give power to appearances and instead direct all your energy toward the feeling of abundance, reality has no choice but to conform. This is not wishful thinking, it is the most powerful law at work. Your attention is your greatest tool, and whatever you give it to expands. If you dwell on limitations, you reinforce them. If you fixate on obstacles, they grow larger. But if you place your focus on abundance, on wealth, on success, you begin to align with that reality. It does not matter if your current circumstances show otherwise. What matters is the state you persist in. The wealthy do not look at their surroundings for proof of their wealth. They already know it is theirs. Even before the physical evidence appears, they move as though it is done. They trust in the unseen, in the power of their own assumption. And because they refuse to be shaken by temporary appearances, reality eventually bends to their will. Most people make the mistake of thinking that their external world must change before they can feel secure, confident, and abundant. But it is the opposite. You must feel secure first, confident first, abundant first. Then the world will shift to reflect that inner state. This is why wealth is never a matter of luck, talent, or external circumstances. It is always a matter of assumption. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the world appears to contradict your inner belief. In those moments, you must stand firm. You must remind yourself that what you see is only a reflection of old thoughts, and that by persisting in the new assumption, reality must catch up. Those who fail are those who give up too soon, who allow temporary setbacks to convince them that their new reality is not possible. But those who succeed are the ones who refuse to be moved by appearances. They hold their vision steady, knowing that their assumption will soon become fact. Your only job is to remain faithful to your inner vision, no matter what the outside world seems to show. Do not waver, do not doubt, and do not seek validation from external circumstances. Persist in the feeling of already having wealth, and soon the world will have no choice but to align with that truth. The words you speak and the thoughts you entertain shape the reality you live in. Every sentence you utter, every phrase you repeat, every silent belief you hold is creating the world around you. Wealth is not just a number in a bank account. It is a mindset, a state of being, and that state is cultivated through language, both spoken and unspoken. The truly wealthy understand this. They do not allow words of lack, doubt, or limitation to pass their lips. They speak the language of abundance, certainty, and success because they know that what they affirm becomes their experience. The average person unknowingly reinforces scarcity through their words. They say things like, "I can't afford this. Money is hard to come by. I'm struggling. I never get lucky," or "Nothing ever works out for me." These statements may seem harmless, but they are powerful declarations that shape their reality. Every time they say, I don't have enough, they confirm their lack and solidify their current circumstances. They are unknowingly placing barriers between themselves and wealth, keeping it at a distance with every word of doubt and limitation. The wealthy operate differently. They speak from a place of already having, not hoping to have. They do not say, I will be rich someday, because that places wealth in the future, always just out of reach. Instead, they affirm, I am wealthy, money flows to me effortlessly, opportunities surround me, I always have more than enough. These statements are not mere affirmations, they are instructions to the subconscious mind, which then works tirelessly to make them true. They do not speak of obstacles, they speak of solutions. They do not dwell on problems, they expect favorable outcomes. More than just the words spoken, it is the energy behind them that carries weight. Someone can say, I am rich, but feel poor inside, and their reality will not shift. It is not about empty words. It is about embodying the feeling of those words as truth. When the wealthy say, I always have what I need, they believe it deeply. They do not just speak the words, they live them. Their body language, their tone, their decisions, all reflect a deep-seated conviction in their own abundance, and because they truly believe it, their reality must shape itself accordingly. The mind listens to every word you speak, and it takes your words as commands. If you constantly speak in terms of limitation, your mind will ensure that limitation continues to be your reality. But if you shift your language, your mind will adjust to reflect your new state of being. This is why the wealthy are intentional with their words. They do not joke about being broke. They do not casually say, I'm struggling. They do not entertain conversations filled with negativity, scarcity, or failure. They guard their language because they know that every word is a seed planted in the subconscious mind, and every seed eventually grows into an experience. It is not just external speech that matters. It is also the internal dialogue. Many people say the right things outwardly but harbor silent doubts within. They may tell others, I am going to be successful, but internally they whisper, but what if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I'm not good enough? These hidden fears are just as powerful as spoken words, if not more so. The mind responds to them as reality, bringing forth situations that confirm those inner doubts. The wealthy have mastered control over their internal dialogue. They do not allow negative self-talk to dominate their thoughts. When an old fear or doubt arises, they replace it immediately with an empowering belief. The way you think and speak about money matters. If you see money as hard to obtain, it will always be just out of reach. If you view money as something that flows freely and abundantly, you will begin to experience that flow in your life. This shift does not happen overnight, but with consistency, the mind begins to accept this new language as truth. Your words create. They have the power to either build your wealth or block it. The rich do not waste their words on complaints, excuses, or fear. They use language that supports their vision. They speak with certainty, not hesitation. They affirm abundance, not lack. They declare success, not failure. And in doing so, they command the world around them to reflect that reality. Everything begins with the words you choose to speak, the thoughts you allow yourself to entertain, and the beliefs you hold as truth. The moment you align your language with the reality you wish to experience, you set into motion a chain of events that must lead to its fulfillment. Speak only of what you desire, think only in terms of success, and reality will be forced to match your conviction. Money is not something you chase, it is something you attract. The truly wealthy do not run after opportunities in desperation. They position themselves in such a way that wealth is drawn to them effortlessly. They understand that wealth is not a matter of luck or external circumstances, but a direct reflection of their internal state. The key is to develop an energy of magnetism, an unshakable presence that naturally pulls abundance toward you. This does not happen through force or struggle, but through alignment with the very nature of wealth itself. Most people believe that in order to become rich, they must work tirelessly, push harder, and exhaust themselves in pursuit of money. But this is a misunderstanding of how wealth operates. The richest individuals do not become successful through force. They achieve it through clarity, confidence, and alignment. They do not beg for opportunities or force things to happen. Instead, they cultivate a powerful presence that makes opportunities flow to them effortlessly. Magnetism begins with self-perception. The way you see yourself determines how the world responds to you. If you view yourself as someone struggling to make ends meet, your energy will reflect that struggle, and circumstances will mirror it back to you. But if you see yourself as someone who is already abundant, already in possession of everything you desire, your energy shifts. You move through the world differently, and as a result, wealth begins to find its way to you. The truly wealthy do not operate from a place of need. They do not look at money as something separate from them, something they must acquire or fight for. They embody the mindset that wealth is already theirs, that abundance is their natural state. And because they believe this so deeply, the world conforms to that belief. They walk into rooms with a quiet authority, an energy that signals that they are in control of their reality. People are drawn to them, opportunities flow to them, wealth follows them wherever they go. Magnetism is not about doing more, it is about being more. It is about embodying the energy of someone who is already successful, already rich, already worthy of abundance. The mistake most people make is thinking that they need to wait until they have money to feel wealthy. But the truth is, you must feel wealthy first, and then the money will come. The energy of abundance is what attracts financial success, not the other way around. The wealthy cultivate this energy through their actions, their thoughts, and their presence. They do not complain about money or dwell on problems. They do not engage in conversations about scarcity or reinforce limiting beliefs. Instead, they surround themselves with an environment that supports abundance. They align their mindset with growth, prosperity, and success. They invest in themselves, in their knowledge, in their personal development. They carry themselves with confidence, knowing that everything they desire is already on its way to them. People can sense energy. When you walk into a room, before you even speak, others can feel whether you are confident or uncertain, whether you are abundant or desperate. Those who exude the energy of certainty and success naturally attract others who want to be around them, who want to work with them, who want to offer them opportunities. This is why the truly wealthy do not need to beg for success. It comes to them effortlessly because they have mastered the art of attraction. One of the most powerful ways to increase your magnetism is to remove all resistance to wealth. Many people unknowingly block their own financial success by holding on to fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs about money. They believe money is hard to get, that they must struggle for success, that they are not worthy of wealth. These beliefs create resistance, preventing money from flowing freely. But the wealthy release these limitations. They let go of fear and operate from a place of trust. They know that wealth is always flowing, always available, and they remain open to receiving it. Attracting wealth is not about luck, it is about alignment. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with the reality of abundance, money must come to you. There is no other option. This is why some people seem to effortlessly attract success, while others struggle endlessly. The difference is not in their external circumstances, but in their internal state. Those who believe in their own abundance naturally draw it in. Those who focus on lack unconsciously repel it. Magnetism is a choice. It is something you cultivate every day through your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. You do not need to fight for wealth. You do not need to struggle. You only need to align yourself with the frequency of abundance, and money will come to you in ways you never could have imagined. Money responds to certainty. Those who possess it in great abundance do not hesitate, do not second guess, and do not act from a place of doubt. They move with unwavering confidence, making decisions as if wealth is already theirs. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. The wealthy understand that hesitation creates resistance, and resistance blocks abundance. They do not sit in indecision, waiting for perfect conditions. They act as though success is inevitable, and in doing so, they command wealth to materialize in their reality. The average person delays their own financial success by living in uncertainty. They constantly question their choices, doubt their own abilities, and fear making mistakes. They hesitate to invest, hesitate to pursue opportunities, hesitate to step into their power. But hesitation is a signal to the subconscious mind that they do not truly believe in their own success. And because the subconscious mind must always seek confirmation of what is believed, their hesitation creates more situations that reinforce uncertainty. They find themselves trapped in a cycle of inaction, always waiting for the right time, never realizing that the right time is created by their own decisiveness. The wealthy move differently. They do not seek permission to succeed. They do not ask if they are ready. They decide they are ready, and their reality adjusts accordingly. They do not wait for signs from the outside world. They create their own certainty from within, and because they trust themselves, opportunities flow to them with ease. This does not mean they never encounter challenges or setbacks, but when they do not waver. They do not allow temporary obstacles to shake their belief. Where others see roadblocks, they see opportunities. Where others hesitate in fear, they move forward in faith. Their decisions are not dictated by circumstances. Their circumstances are dictated by their decisions. When you act with complete certainty, you send a powerful message to the universe. I am in control. I am ready. I am already wealthy. And when this belief is firm, the world has no choice but to align with it. But the moment you allow doubt to creep in, you shift the energy. You invite hesitation. You invite struggle. You invite delay. The key is to make decisions from the version of yourself that is already successful. When faced with a choice, do not ask, what would I do in my current situation? Instead, ask, what would the wealthiest, most successful version of me do? And then act accordingly. Those who are truly rich trust their instincts. They do not overanalyze every move. They do not let fear dictate their actions. They understand that confidence is not about having all the answers. It is about knowing that no matter what happens, they will always find a way to win. This is the mindset that attracts wealth. Money flows to those who move with certainty because certainty is power. Most people think they need money first in order to feel secure, but the opposite is true. You must feel secure first, and then money will come. The reason so many people struggle with financial success is that they approach it from a place of desperation. They make choices rooted in fear, and fear repels wealth. But those who act from a place of trust, those who believe in their own ability to create and attract money, always find themselves in abundance. Even in the face of uncertainty, the wealthy remain firm in their decisions. They know that second-guessing weakens their position. They do not allow fear to dictate their actions because they understand that every decision made from fear leads to more scarcity. They act from power, from confidence, from a deep knowing that success is already theirs. The moment you begin to move with certainty, the world takes notice. Opportunities present themselves. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open effortlessly. People respond to your energy differently. You no longer have to chase wealth. Wealth is drawn to you. This is the shift that separates those who struggle from those who thrive. It is not about external circumstances or luck. It is about your ability to stand firm in your decisions, to move without hesitation, to embody the energy of someone who is already successful. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer wait for wealth to come to you. You will step boldly into the reality where it already exists. Wealth is not something you acquire, it is something you embody. The truly rich do not wait for external validation, nor do they chase money with desperation. They think, feel, and act as though abundance is already theirs, and because of this, the world must reflect that truth back to them. They do not hesitate, they do not speak words of lack, and they do not allow doubt to take root in their minds. They move with confidence, knowing that money responds to certainty, that success is a byproduct of alignment, and that true wealth begins within. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not luck, connections, or circumstance. It is state of being. The wealthy carry themselves with a quiet power, an unshakable presence that naturally attracts abundance. They do not force opportunities. They position themselves so that opportunities flow to them effortlessly. They are not controlled by money, they control money. They do not ask for permission to succeed. They declare their success in advance. Everything you desire is already within your reach. The only thing standing between you and the reality you seek is your ability to believe it is already yours. The moment you stop acting as someone who wants wealth and start acting as someone who already has it, you will witness a shift. Opportunities will appear, doors will open, and abundance will flow toward you in ways you never imagined. The key is not to chase, but to become. Step into the identity of the super rich, and the world will adjust to match your certainty.